Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, April 7th, 2022, 8:21 a.m. Eastern, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time. You have found yourself at the pregame show. We are related to the stock market. If you're looking for the Masters pregame show, that's probably another channel. If you're tuning in later in the day, you can fast forward to, it says 6:30 down here, so approximately 8 to 9 minutes, and I'll get started on the indices, commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. To get us warmed up and wait for my friends to arrive in the room, I'll take a few requests and then we'll officially get started in 9 minutes. Audio visual check, please. Hi, Maria, Night Truck, Lisa, Jordan, Sincere Almond, Topher, Train Man, Amira Asia, Dino. Amira Asia, buenos dias. I did practice. I learned pajita is a straw, a drinking straw. I tried to learn a few things. I still can't say ice, which is Hielo. I still can't say it. Alejandro. Hi, Dino. Hey, Wave, Colby, Andre, Matthew, Greg, Jorge, Chuck. Thank you. Thank you for being here every morning, Chuck. I appreciate it. All of you who are here every day, I really appreciate it. Stop it. No, you stop it. You're the best. You're so smart. Thank you. All right, Jordan, perfect. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Camo, Danny. I had a lot of requests this morning. Y'all putting me to work early. Good thing I've been up a few hours. Got some coffee under the belt. I can get going with ya. Okay, it looks like UEC. Let's look at UEC for Amira Asia. Nice EQ. Just a really nice, clear EQ. And if you're new to the chart guys approach, what we do is we just look for the clearest time frame. It's not like we have a bias and we're looking for time frames that suit our bias or thesis. We just look for clarity, and that helps you stay on that time frame for clarity. And just jumping straight to the daily on UEC, we have a clear equilibrium, which means price is just balancing. 432 is your key support, and your new resistance is at 531. We have a triple top in that area at 531, 535, 539. We are holding the 8 and 21 EMA. I see just a little cute thing here. You see how the EMA here on the 8 EMA is curling up a little bit? I always take note. RSI pointing up, EMA pointing up. Those are bullish signs. We have a little bit of a squeeze as we tighten, and you expect price compression as we tighten. Look at this squeeze. We're holding 50 RSI. So far, a bullish bias to all of these things. Hourly holding 50 RSI. Your support from after hours, 475 and 457. So my fishing hole on this one would be in this area. So I would be looking to position myself to the long side. So all those reasons I just called out, then I start shifting my bias within that equilibrium. Where do the odds favor this break, to the upside or downside? And I would say it favors a little more to the upside than downside. We need to get over yesterday's high of 488. So I'm just going to, Amira Asia, if I have time to go back to you, Roy, I will. So I'm going to just keep going CVX. Come on, computer. I didn't give my computer coffee. That's the problem. So CVX is Chevron, and it's going to be very beholden to oil, and oil has been pulling back. Hourly pattern is tightening. Oh, this is a beautiful EQ as well. Wait, not that. I want that. Beautiful EQ. Anyway, get that. They have a nice tightening pattern. Yep, daily inside bar resistance 16701, support 16433. As long as oil is holding the weekly EQ support, I would have a bull bias on this EQ. And this is just a perfect bull pennant. If I were to go out to the weekly, I'd probably see a weekly bull flag here. So this is just a beautiful weekly pennant, bull flag, daily pennant, possibly weekly bull flag, and we're holding the 50 RSI. Yeah, that's just a gorgeous weekly bull flag. Ain't nothing to see here, no problems. By the way, we have financial earnings that start next week, just a heads up. We are off next Friday for Good Friday. The stock market will be closed. Another reminder on that. Okay, 4 more minutes. Let me go to the next request. AMC. So I had AMC marked up. I didn't see something I was willing to bring y'all, but I did notice something interesting on AMC. Stop it. So on Stop It, if I draw from the low of March 14th to the high of March 29th, we are at that golden pocket. So IWM has been super weak. IWM is in a position to potentially bounce, and XLF. Those two sectors caught my eye this morning for potential bounces. They still are some of the weakest that we have out there as far as performance as of late. But I think this is in a decent area for a potential bounce because we were at that golden pocket, fighting to hold the daily 21 EMA. We closed slightly below it. And I was looking and I'm like, okay, where could I in good conscience tell you to possibly bottom fish this? I'd be looking in the 2040 area, then your next support, 2021, 2001, resistance, 2099, 2109, and then 2192. Tilray. Your wife is due today, Andy. Okay, well, Lori is a wonderful middle name for a girl. Just saying, Andy. I wish y'all the absolute best and major health and good prayer vibes going out to you and your wife and your precious baby. Okay. So we bounced off the 50% EQ here. We did get an upper wick of profit taking on the earnings yesterday. We're holding the daily 121 EMA. We're inside bar on the 4-hour right now. On the hourly. 710 is that key support. Yesterday's low was 716. We're opening up below that. That is a bearish sign. So think about what could happen on any bounce. Say we get a beautiful bounce. On so many time frames, you're looking for lower highs on the hourly, lower highs on the 4-hour. So bears have the upper hand in this name today, in my opinion, on any bounce. Path. Okay. Path 2053 and 2058. Nice double bottom at 2053 and 2058. It makes it clear, so you have clarity on where your risk to reward is. That's where your support is. But unfortunately, this chart favors, even though you could position long here, I could not position short down here when RSI is almost oversold on the daily. Short would not be my ballywhack. I would be favoring long. But you are positioned for any bounce to get shorted on path. Bears have the upper hand. 4-hour 8 EMA has been suppressing price. Hourly 21 EMA has been suppressing price. Your resistance 2170, 2191. Resistance yesterday 2077 and 2058. Okay. Let me go through. We have 1 minute. I just want to say hi to a few more people and then I'll get started. Hi, Danny, Andy, Hilana, Chris, Michelle. Thank you for that, Michelle. Me, myself, and I. You're welcome. Hi, Krishu, Jerome, KBQ. Possibly Matthew. That's a good take. Wait for those back burners. I like it. John Raj, Mary, Bobo, Amaka, Matthew. Calvin Appleberry sounds beautiful. Hey, Jessica in Northern Idaho, how are you doing? Mark, welcome back. We're glad you're back. We can get started now that Mark's here. So let's get started. Hi, good morning. You have found yourself at the pregame show. And this is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Chart Gal Lori. You can check us out on our website, chartguys.com, to see what services we offer. And I probably overuse the analogy of fishing. So we teach people how to fish. We sometimes give out fish as part of setups, but we teach you how to fish. And what I do is I show you the fishing holes that I found over from the overnight session. We put the pieces of the puzzle together, and then I look at indices, commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. If I have time at the end, I will answer your requests. I am not ignoring you when I'm ripping through these 25 charts in 25 minutes. We have wonderful moderators that may be able to answer any questions you may have. So if I'm not able to track chat, just know that I am not ignoring you on purpose. It's just that I can't do both. I try to do the best that I can. And if you could do me a favor and hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notify button. All right. ES, we have a little bit of an hourly EQ. Resistance is at 4496, 4499, support 4454, and then 4444. So aggressive bull dip buyers are looking to bottom fish 4454 on the hourly on ES. That's aggressive. So when we kind of scan out and we look, okay, what's going on? Well, size matters. Of course, I put something in the toaster before I went live and now it's beeping like crazy. All right, so my husband's taking care of that. So 443950 keeps a potential weekly bull flag alive. How did I do that? Okay, so the low for March 15th to the high of March 29th, if we pull a fib, 0.382 keeps a bull flag hope alive. If we stay above that level, that's healthy. That means we've only pulled back about 38% of that large move up. Size matters in retracements, and that is a major win for the ES bulls if we can stay above 4439. So we're opening up inside yesterday's daily range. You see these little orange dashed lines on my chart? That just shows you where my alerts are. I went through this morning and set alerts for the high of yesterday and the low of yesterday on our Fab 4 futures. Just help me get ready for the day. So if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation. Here are my notes for the day, and what I do when the show's over is I copy all these notes. I put them over in the Chart Guys community so y'all can mark them up. So if you're a TCG member, you'll get these notes after I'm done. So, interested in my chart setup, click on the video description link and it'll send you a PDF. I'm also noticing on the daily, I had this on here earlier, that we're holding the 50 RSI. For those of you who don't know, a cool trick is 50 RSI is also equal to the 26 EMA. So if I say that price is holding the 50 RSI on the daily, that also means price is holding the 26 EMA on the daily. Kind of a cool thing. I love how we have confluence of all these indicators. Did you know that MACD, the two lines on MACD are the 12 and 26 EMA? So that's why I got rid of the MACD on my chart, because I have the EMAs that I'm more interested in. But that's kind of a cool fact if you use 12 and 26. So I use 8 and 21. They're part of the Fibonacci math series. I'm primarily a futures and options trader, and I like faster signals. So what I'm looking for is hourly EQ on ES. And I'm looking for a bottom fish to try to snag this potential weekly higher low. So we got oversold yesterday on the 4-hour, which was a decent area to go fishing. So that's what I'm looking for on Nasdaq. Same thing. We have enough room for an hourly higher low compared to 14433. And your resistance now is 14604 and 14650. We have a very distinguished member in our community, and she just pointed out, here's the range she's watching. And it really simplifies it if you just boil it down to two numbers on Nasdaq, which I think is the most important chart of the day, is resistance 14650, support 14400, 14,400, 14,650. As long as we play bangarang within that range, we're range bound, and we're looking for the bulls or the bears to take the lead and break out of this tightening range. Heads up, Hang Seng was down 1.2%, yet the DAX in Germany was up 0.5%. Mixed bag, can't get a lot of clues from that. So on RTY, we have, it's the weaker sector. It has lost moving averages, weekly 50 RSI resistance. 1 hour has enough room for a higher low. So these RTY bulls are trying to bring themselves out of the gutter and get a higher low compared to 2008. They have definitely been the weakest sister too, and sector resistance 2026 and 2031. So we are rejecting here at the hourly 50 RSI, and you look at the weekly, we're also rejecting at the weekly 50 RSI. We don't have weekly bull flag dreams on RTY like we do on Nasdaq and ES. RTY again is definitely the weakest. So if the market gets weak today and IWM is not taking any type of bounce, then I would be looking at RTY short since it's a laggard. And then YM, we're getting rejected at the weekly 50 MA. It is stronger than RTY. Daily's holding the 50 MA, 1 hour, enough room with a higher low. So when we look at the daily, we're holding that very important daily 50 MA. And let's see what the bulls could get going. What I would like to see is a hold of yesterday's low, bounce up, get a lower high, tighten up, and then go take out that daily lower high here. That would be the most likely scenario for me for ES, NASDAQ, and YM. So I'm positioning myself a little more neutral to bull today. US 10-year just continues to go up. I mean, yet Nasdaq has not had a major problem moving up. Yesterday it did, but it's been able to move up despite this US 10-year strength, so I'm disregarding it for now. And again, size matters. Low of April 4th to the high of April 6th, we've pulled back 50%. Considering the market weakness that we saw yesterday, that's kind of surprising. Wouldn't you think a bull flag would be on the table for VIX? As we like to say, VIX likes to melt and give up those gains. So on any bounce, are we looking for a lower high? And would that be our place for the market to bounce? That's what market bulls are hoping for. They're also hoping that this is an hourly bear flag on VIX. Good morning, Joe and Ricky and Three Lions. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be back. Howdy, Chris and Duke the Fool. So on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin finally broke that daily higher, that EQ. It broke that higher low, 4-hour bear flag potential. And when I was looking at this earlier, it had this 30-minute rising wedge look, and now it's trying to break bull out of that. So that's good for market bulls. If BTC is our canary, this is a good sign that they were able to shake off this 30-minute rising wedge. On the 4-hour, we still have the potential for a bear flag, so don't get it twisted. Beautiful bounce, but this is declining bull volume on this bounce, and bears are looking to reposition. Same thing with Ethereum, potential 4-hour bear flag. We lost that key daily support of 3211. We hit 3143 overnight. So bulls are hoping to maintain these weekly EMAs and negate these 4-hour bear flags. Gold. So on gold, daily super tight with a squeeze, 4-hour EQ and hourly 200 resistance. So on the 4-hour, this is what I was looking at today. Yeah, that's not a bull break. 40 cents does not a bull break make. We're tightening up in this pattern. The 1938 is your resistance and 1916 is your support. As long as we stay within that range, we're just going to build a lot of price compression as we just hang out here at the 50 RSI. We have made enough room on the hourly for a higher low compared to 1923. I don't have a lot of clarity on gold. I just see this tightening range forming and a squeeze. I have a bull bias as long as 50 RSI holds on daily. Oil. So oil, I have an interesting pattern. Weekly EQ still in focus. Potential daily falling wedge. So I was looking at this morning. It's not ideal. Bulls would not, okay, something like that. Bulls don't want to see all this follow through on these little bear breaks. But I would say we have the psychology there. We go test resistance, fell, make a lower low, test resistance, fell, make a lower low. Now, are we going to test resistance, pull back higher low, and get out of this godforsaken daily pattern? Right now, we have this weekly EQ, and we're holding support, 95.43. We're holding that key support of 93.53. On the 4-hour, this could be a poorly formed 4-hour bear flag. And on the hourly, bulls need to bounce high enough to get themselves out of trouble, get that higher low compared to 95.43, and then create space away from that 95.43. It's kind of like you're running away from a boogeyman and you want to run as far away as possible, then sit down and take a break. And that way, while he's still gaining on you, you still have enough space. You need to create space between you and the boogeyman, and the boogeyman's 95.43. Nat gas, interesting pattern on nat gas. So if you're not familiar with this pattern, if you're a chart guys, remember I've created a video on the diamond bearish reversal pattern, and essentially you should get this higher low, higher high, lower low, and then on the right side you tighten up and then fail to break bull and then roll over. So that's what I'm looking at with nat gas. This is a bearish formation. We have nat gas inventory this morning at 10:30 Eastern. Steven, well, that's nice. I try to get better. That's very, very nice of you to say that I'm improving. I try. So on the hourly, we're getting higher highs on nat gas, so slightly negating this pattern. But if you stick with the 4-hour pattern, or are the nat gas bulls showing signs of slowing? I'm seeing it, but the inventory may confirm this pattern to the downside. However, look at that daily. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ricky, I did Tilray earlier. If you want to rewind in the before I got started at 6:30, I did till raise, looking a little bearish this morning. I'm going to, actually, I'm not going to delete this pattern. I like it too much. It's pretty. 609 is your support and 606, then resistance 624, and then 639. Yes, earnings came out yesterday, Ricky. Apple. So yesterday I told you the key to the market was Apple, and we lost that key 171.94. However, asterisk, we didn't get a lot of follow through. So that weekly bull flag is still on the table. We got that lower low without a lot of follow through. However, potential 4-hour bear flag the bulls need to negate. We had two major headlines, and I'm contemplating this. I'm not going to commit to it, but I may start copying the major headlines right before I get started with the Queen of the Mountain setups, just to kind of give you an idea as to where I went digging because of the headlines. US EV sales up 72% in the first quarter, obviously due to high gasoline prices, and Tesla, of course, dominated that category. So Tesla, I'm looking bullish today because of this headline. HPQ, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, reveals a $4 billion stake in HP. And that brings their stake, I believe, to about 11%. So those are those headlines. And on Apple, I like a bottom fish of 170.85. If we can nail this, let's say we nail this weekly higher low on Apple, that could be a weekly bull flag. What would we be looking at for positioning? I would be looking at 170. I always go at or in the money, 170 for the 22nd, April 22nd calls, to give time for this bull flag to play out. And I don't want to do next week's expiry. We're losing a day because Friday we're closed. So a lot of you have asked, Lori, go over what type of options you're looking at if you were to take this trade. So this is what I would be looking at in Apple, which I will be watching for today, to hold 170.85 and definitely hold yesterday's low. If we break yesterday's low, I'm not saying it's game over for the weekly bull flag, but we're really shooting ourselves in the foot. It's hard to walk when you're shooting yourselves in the foot. AM, you're cute. Y'all are cute. Okay. So on Apple, I love Apple for that weekly bull flag looking long. And I see the bearish headlines. I see the Feds talking. I see the FOMC rate hikes, the minutes scaring. I see all of that. But if I disregard all of it and remind myself I went to a SEC school, I may have a master's degree in business from a SEC school, but that for sure, well, it's a SEC school. How good could it be? There's that. And then I'm not a macroeconomist, so let it go. What is my expertise? Price action. And Apple price action has told me these institutions want Apple. With that type of cash on their balance sheet, they want Apple. If you're a hedge fund manager, how do you look at your boss in the eye and explain that you don't have Apple in your portfolio? I don't know. Maybe I am biased, possibly. Bank of America. This is going to be my strangest call of the day. HBQ is approaching that 3.382 bull flag area. So Bank of America, this is going to be a weird call for me. Y'all know I like to pick on banks. So when we look at the weekly, Bank of America has enough room for a higher low compared to 38.17. Plenty of room for a higher low. That's probably exaggeration, plenty. They have enough room. Let's don't give it an adverb, just has enough room. So we're getting into a logical area as daily approaches oversold and that key support of 38.17 to nail that higher low. Rates are rising. That is good for banks. So I'm looking for potential rotation back into financials. It just looks poised and positioned for this. We will see if I'm right or smoking that good stuff. Just kidding, kids. Smoking's bad for you. So support of 39.52, I would love to bottom fish 39.52 for positioning for a potential weekly higher low on Bank of America. Understanding this is a lower conviction trade, lower probability trade. But if I'm right, the reward is good with these low priced options. So I would be looking at Bank of America, April 26th, $39 calls for Bank of America. BJ, this is going to be a crazy one. Y'all look at this squeeze. Hello, Love that squeeze, holding 50 RSI. Look at this price compression. This is an anaconda snake coiling. If you're new to my style of trading and you're like, what is she talking about with this squeeze? This is the TTM squeeze, and it shows that that price compression is really building. Why would I go pick out BJ's randomly? Because I looked at cost. Costco chart is gorgeous. I missed it. I can't trade that up here. I can't trade that up here. We're breaking to new all-time highs, confirming this daily bull flag in pre-market. I can't trade it here. Look what hasn't confirmed the daily bull flag. Look at that 4-hour squeeze, that hourly squeeze. I like BJ for a dip buy at either 66.98 or 66.66. Ooh, that's a bad number. But I like BJ to the long side. And what I'm looking at is I'm looking at a bull correlation trade riding the coattails of Costco, HPQ. So HPQ, I set that alarm at 38.41. That alarm that you just saw went off. And what I'm looking for is a pullback buy potentially on HPQ. If we can get candle closes above on the hourly above 38.41, I like HPQ to the long side. So you're going to notice I'm recycling a few names. HPQ, Save, and Twitter. Not HPQ, excuse me. What was that one? I like HPQ to the long side. That's a new name, but I'm recircling Save and Twitter because they still have bullish news. HPQ could play out the same way over the next few days where we get multiple trades on it to the long side. So if the market can position itself bullishly, a stat or bully, whichever, and get the hourly higher low and get that higher high, we're positioned well in this HPQ news name. We're up 9%. And then let's see, we're already 5-minute oversold in pre-market. So in regular trading hours, I'd be looking for a 15-minute oversold for a back burner trade. So I like HPQ to the long side. That's our fishing hole. And our fishing pole will be EQs, inside bars, back burners, stair step, whatever pattern floats your boat. Okay, NVDA. NVDA at the daily 200 MA, potential 4-hour bear flag. I like an hourly bottom fish on NVIDIA. 4-hour just now clearing that oversold. So we're no longer oversold on the hourly or 4-hour. So something to remember. And on the 4-hour, we have potential bear flag. But I like the risk to reward of bottom fishing 24105 or 24003. Remember, we still have a semiconductor shortage. And also AMD. AMD has that $9 billion of buybacks they still have left to do. So I still like semis. So I have semis long in the form of NVIDIA and SMH. I like a bottom fish of SMH of 250.75 or 250. Save Airlines. They had that JetBlue takeover comments or chatter. And we held that 0.382 on those hourly candle closes. This thing still looks good. This is getting super tight. We have a squeeze forming. So your key resistance is 26.59. Key support 25.91. Tesla. So Tesla had negative news from China on recalls of the Model 3, and they had positive news that they were obviously the #1 leader in the U.S. with EV sales for first quarter that were up 72% overall for all EVs. So I like a bottom fish buy of 1040. Then we have 1027.70, yesterday's low. And then I'm not forgetting this gap fill over here of 1021.80. I have my alarm set at all these different various levels to let me know when these levels are potentially hit. But I like a bottom fish buy of Tesla to the long side, and Twitter has that bullish overhang as well. So I'm recircling this name. I still like it above 48.89. Yesterday, it was just defying market gravity as one of the longs that was working. We finished slightly red, but I like a dip buy of Twitter. The Elon thing has not gone away. And I don't know if y'all watched, and I'm just whispering it because it's fundamental. I don't know if y'all watched Barron this morning on CNBC. Gosh, he was so good. So good talking about Tesla and how Elon just questions everything. And of course, he's made billions on Tesla stock. So of course, he's going to sing the praises. But he did a tour of the Austin factory, and a engineer was saying that, I think it was Elon that was walking around the factory saying, you know, I have this little Tonka truck. Like, why can't we cast many parts together as one to save labor cost? And so on the front end of a Tesla, where they had 150 parts, now they cast it and they have 3 parts. I find that stuff utterly amazing and fascinating. So I'm just whispering it to you because it has nothing to do with price action. Okay, getting back to price action. So Tesla, I like long. Twitter, I like long. Oh, shoot. I don't have any shorts for you. Look at that. That shows you my bullish bias. Let me go back to my notes. Apple, SMH, Tesla. Oh, Yeti. I forgot to add Yeti to my list. Oh, that's funny. MG. So on Yeti, they had got an upgrade this morning, and the upgrade was not a small upgrade. It was like to $100 plus. So that would be a double. Look at this triple bottom, $54, $54.76, and $54.06. We hit that yesterday. This monthly triple bottom, and look at these analysts coming out. Oh, we're going to upgrade it right here at support. Smart guys. So I like Yeti to the long side today, and it could catch some shorts off guard. I would like to bottom fish $54 in this area. So I like Yeti to the long side. Okay, I only have a few minutes left. And Bullard speaks at 9. Okay. Thank you for that, Chris. Thanks for that heads up. Okay. Awesome, Amera Asia. That's wonderful. You traded Apple to the downside on that key level. XLU was bullish yesterday. Lots of bull flow, unbelievable. And XLU is a risk-off trade, remember? So XLU, this new all-time highs, yeah. XLU was just beautiful yesterday. They were flogging all their money over to XLU yesterday because risk-off. Because XLU names most of them have dividends. Look at Duke Energy. This one got a ton of call flow yesterday. Dollar dividend every quarter. These are rich dividends, so that's why they like them. What's the Hawaiian Electric? HE. Yep, look at that. We're not quite at all-time high on this one. Maybe a laggard trade. AMD is testing support. Yeah, we're not at all-time high or 52-week high, but look at this squeeze on HE. This may be something you want to put in your long-term portfolio, 35-cent dividend every quarter. These utility names look absolutely wonderful. AMD is testing support. 100 is what Martin is saying. 100.08. So I didn't even cover semis. Let me go back to semis. Here's what I want. Here's my number one trade that I want in my swing account. I want this weekly inverse head and shoulders. I want to nail the right side of this inverse head and shoulders, and I want to trade SOXL long, which is a 3 times ETF, very risky, in my swing portfolio for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, market's pulling back. I don't know, Duke the Fool. I have no idea. Okay, so SMH, I would love a bottom fish of 24995. But if Nasdaq keeps pulling back like this, it's going to be the equal opportunity dream killer, and it will kill all dreams of the market bulls. Next support 1443375. And just a tip, if you don't know what you're looking at, FinViz, if you're like, I don't know where the money's rotating, this is what yesterday looked like. Real estate, energy, utilities. And real estate is also a risk-off sector because they're pretty highly dividends, and so is consumer defensive. So our defensive names were all bullish, and the only non-defensive name that was bullish was healthcare. So you can go to finviz.com about 15 minutes after the market opens, and it'll tell you what's green, what's not. And you can get an early look as to what's moving and shaking and where's the money rotating to. So I'm giving you all this data as before the market opens, but as soon as the market opens, we're shown another card. It's like playing poker and you get shown another card. So we'll see what happens when the market opens and we receive more data. Maybe all these fishing holes get busted and somebody beats us to the fishing hole, or all the fish leave and go to another one. Either way, we'll know what's happening. We'll be prepared. And if you're part of the Chart Guys community, as always, we'll be updating so you can stay informed. Yep, Bullard speaking. Thanks, Tammy. He's very hawkish. Hey, Don, you're welcome. Hey, Ricky. Thank you so much. All right, that's it for me. I am going to sign out. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notify button, bring a friend tomorrow. And if you're interested in my chart setup, click on the video description. Let me go find that Trader Pro alert for you crypto traders, because this deal going through the end of the month, and a deal is free. That's a good deal. So if you're interested in crypto alerts, you can try Trader Pro alerts. And it's Trader Pro, TradrPro, Trader Pro Premium. You can try it at traderpro.com and discount code free trial for a month. You're welcome. Dude, that's funny. Thank you, Jerome. Thank you, Tammy. All right, use stop losses.